here. I made this video once before, and honestly, it was awful. So I'm hoping I can recreate it and make it better. I'm going to be going over Mystery Science Theater DVD box sets one at a time. And we're going to start with Volume 1. So, let's get right to it. Okay guys, I need to ask you to bear with me because I am not good at this, so I have to work with what I got. So, I don't even have a photo tent, I just have a photo back, I guess. But anyway, this is Volume 1. Something pretty interesting with the first couple of volumes made by Rhino is they had, like, goofy special features in the casing. Like, we had this little rocket that blasts into space, and I just noticed this right now. There's a little gas trail as you pull it. So I guess it would, for the sake of the artwork, it would stop about there, and you would see this little streak of whatever that is. And I try not to use, damn, I try to use that as little as possible because I don't want to damage it. And then we got this little spindle of jokes, and let me take the insides out. It's easier to do. But we got this spindle of all the main characters. There's Frank, Forrester, Joel, Servo, Mike, and Crow. And some of these jokes on here were in the show, and some of them I don't remember being in the show. I could be wrong, but for example, this one I remember hearing somewhere. Crow is saying no shoes, no shirt, no script. Frank, I recall saying at least once, "Don't look at me! I said never look at me!" And that photo is definitely not what he was wearing when he said it. Forrester saying, "The creeping terror, I just know you'll hate it." I'd have to rewatch the episode to remember if he actually said that. And I never remember hearing Joel say this: "The only difference between Catalina Caper and Titanic is talent." Which makes sense, but I honestly feel the box artist writers wrote that. Servo is saying he's gonna make some of his famous toe jam, and I feel like I've heard that before, but I can't place it. And here's Mike. Seems like they forgot to have something happen in this movie. And I think he said that in Skydivers, but I don't know if that was him who said that or Servo. And so yeah, we're back to Crow, so we've heard all those. Anyway, this is Volume 1. I think I've said that already, I don't know if I have. The 4 movies it was included were Bloodlust, Catalina Caper, Creeping Terror, and Skydivers. All very funny episodes. On the back we can see that this was back when DVDs were in their prime, and honestly Rhino didn't really know what they were doing. The only special features we have is the non-MST versions of each film, which is basically the original film before it was given the MST treatment, and the original theatrical trailers for Skydivers, Bloodlust, and Catalina Caper. So we looked at that. Now let's look at what's inside. So this looks just like the packaging, except it's not movable, and all the cast members are around the Planet logo, which is basically like you took the original, the other covering, and ripped it open to just see the spindle. And the backing is just a little bio on each of the movies. And what bothers me the most about this box set, it's the only real thing that bothers me, is you open it up, they have the discs numbered. You can see they're all there, and these are the flip discs, so they're all set on here. If you put them in the DVD player this side up, you'd play the MST version, but all you have to do to watch the original uncut film is to flip the disc over in your player. But what bothers me the most about this is that they've numbered the DVDs, and they don't number them in the order that they've been released or aired on TV. The first number is Skydivers, The Creeping Terror, Bloodlust, and Catalina Caper, and that drives me nuts because I can't think of a more bizarre order they would put these movies in. And I have my notes here. Catalina Caper was in Season 2, and the other 3 were all in Season 6. Starting with The Creeping Terror, Bloodlust, and Skydivers. And these 3 movies were within two of them were right next to each other, and then Skydivers was like an episode away from the other two. So we've got these 4 movies. You can flip them over, and you got basically 8 movies in here for the price of 4. And then in here is just a chapter menu for all the movies, as well as a little bit of a catalog of what else is out there. These are all individual DVD releases, and then over here they have a list of what was all available at the time, most of which were VHS releases, which stinks because a lot of the VHS episodes were not transferred to DVD, at least not by Rhino. So let's put this like this. Actually, let's go back in here, I'm sorry. And something fell out of there. That was weird. Okay, so let's go like this. First we have that's Bloodlust. And here's a scene from the movie. Obviously it's poor quality. Bloodlust is about, I'm just gonna set this like this. Bloodlust is a movie about a couple of people who end up on some relatively unknown island. Wow, I'm tired. They end up on an abandoned island where some rich psychopath likes to hunt man, like Jesse Ventura in Vietnam. That's a horrible impersonation. But anyway, he captures these 4 people and basically holds them hostage with the intent of hunting them like cattle or game. So that's Bloodlust. And Catalina Caper is one of the very few comedies MST did. I honestly feel they did 2 or 3. A lot of people disagree with me. I know I felt Angel's Revenge was a comedy, but a lot of people disagree with me. And but that one was a full comedy. It was trying to be a comedy, and it was funny even without the MST riffing. But the MST makes it so much more funnier. Things to note is that I'm sorry, I'm spacing so much. Little Richard has a small part in it, and that's really all you need to know about it. It's about this guy who steals a painting, and his boss is going to have his wife paint a duplicate and sell that to this rich art collector, and it gets lost, and there's this romance angle with these teenagers, and it's all over the place. Creeping Terror. Oh, jeez. What can I tell you about that? It's your basic B-50s monster movie, and the monster is the most god-awful, poorly constructed monster I've ever seen in my life. And I've seen a lot of crap on MST. And Skydivers is a hysterical episode. It's obviously about skydiving. And while the episode itself is funny as hell, really the funniest thing to me is the short, Why Study Industrial Arts. I can never stop laughing at that short. And all these episodes are great MST classics, and in my opinion, great episodes to start off with. Anyway, that was Volume 1. And before we go, I thought I should point out how I personally like to display my MST episodes. They put them in box sets of usually 4 episodes. Once in a while there's either a volume that's just a collection of shorts or something, or they'll add a 5th or 6th movie. But what I really love, Shout Factory does this, but Rhino never did. They put each episode, with 2 or 3 exceptions, in their own little DVD casing. And Rhino never did that. So what I like to do is, if I can afford it, and I know this isn't the best way of doing it, I'll go to pawn shops where they sell DVDs really cheap, and I'll look for the ones that have those really thin cases that you would see in DVD box sets. And I'll go and buy the cheapest stuff I can find, take out whatever movie it was, take out the insert for the covering of whatever movie it was, and until, at the time being, I will like take a sheet of notebook paper and write down what episode and what episode number it is and what episode it is. And then I'll put all these episodes in order of air date, or episode run order, experiment number, in order on my shelf. And for the Rhino ones, I gotta get my own cases, so that's what I do. And what I intend to do, I haven't done this yet because a con hasn't come up, I'm hoping to go to like these little conventions, which are really nothing more than giant comic book garage sales. But they have artists there, and some of them are real good. I bought one guy, Doug. I can't remember his last name. Doug K. I love his artwork, so I'm probably gonna go to him and ask him to make covers for each specific episode. And I'm gonna bring my book, the Mystery Science Theater Amazing Colossal Episode Guide, so he can look at those episodes and see what was going on in these movies, and hopefully he can capture the same kind of artwork that you see in the Rhino movie, in the Shout Factory episodes, and have decent cover art cases made for them, like inserts at least, and maybe these will look better like that. They have to look better than just the name and episode number written on notebook paper. So anyway, that's volume 1 of Mystery Science Theater's volume sets, and episode 1 of Mystery Science Theater's Amazing Colossal Episode Review. I think that's what I named it. Go ahead and read it again, you'll see. Anyway, these episodes will be kind of goofy too, because I don't have every volume. It's a work in progress. I'm collecting them all. I have one more in the mail, which cost a ton of money. Thankfully, I've already got the biggest expensive ones, like Volume 10, which has a movie they had to recall, so that's even more expensive. But anyway, more episodes are coming, but I need to know what you guys think. I really want to hear your opinions, your input, and how you think I did. So, until then,
future, next Sunday AD, there was a guy named Joel, not too different from you or me. He worked at Gizmonic Institute, just another face in a red jumpsuit. He did a good job cleaning up the place, but his bosses didn't like it, so they shot him into space. We'll soon the QC movies, the worst we can find. You have to sit and watch them all. We'll monitor his mind. Now keep in mind you can't control where the movies begin or end, because he'll use those special parts to make his robot friends.
Robot roll call, Cambot, Gypsy, Tom Servo,